Hello everyone, I am Dr. Deepa. Today we learn about the intermuscular spaces around the scapula. As we have already discussed about the muscles of the scapula region in our previous video, today we'll study in detail about the intermuscular spaces around the scapula. So in total, there are three intermuscular spaces around the scapula. One is the quadrangular space, the upper triangular space, and the lower triangular space. In total, there are three spaces around the scapula to be seen. So these intermuscular spaces around the scapula is mainly seen in between the scapular region and the upper part of the arm. Yes, the muscles mainly contributed in making up these spaces are the muscles of the scapular region, which are mainly attached over this lateral border of the scapula, that is the teres major and the teres minor muscle. Yes, the teres minor muscle and the teres major muscle take part in the making up of the boundaries of these spaces. Along with these scapular muscles, the boundaries is also contributed by the tricep muscle of the arm. Yes, the tricep muscle, it is not the entire tricep, it is the long head of the triceps which take part in forming the boundary of the scapula. The boundaries of these spaces is also contributed by this bone. What is this bone? Yes, this is nothing but the upper part of the humerus. So all these structures take part in forming the spaces around the scapula. So firstly, to begin with the quadrangular space of the scapula, yes, the name itself says quadrangular. Yes, it is a quadrilateral shaped space which has got the upper boundary, lower boundary, medial and the lateral boundary. So we'll look after it one by one. The quadrangular space is bounded above by the muscle, that is teres minor muscle. Along with teres minor, the upper boundary is also contributed by the fibrous capsule covering the shoulder joint. In its most anterior part, the boundary is also formed by the subscapularis muscle. Yes, the upper boundary is contributed by three structures. Number one is the teres minor muscle. Along with it lies the fibrous capsule covering the shoulder joint and the and the subscapularis. Yes, subscapularis makes up the anterior part of the boundary. So this is about the upper boundary of the quadrangular space. In the lower part, the quadrangular space is bounded by the muscle that is teres major. Medially, it is bounded by the muscle of the arm, that is the long head of triceps, and laterally it is formed by the surgical neck of the humerus over here. So this is about the boundaries of the quadrangular space. Coming to the next, that is the upper triangular space. Yes, the upper triangular space is bounded above by the teres minor muscle, below by the teres major muscle. The base is formed by the long head of triceps and the apex is formed by the meeting of the major and the minor muscle. Moving on to the next, that is the lower triangular space. Yes, the lower triangular space again has got the medial boundary, lateral boundary, the apex and the base. The medial boundary is formed by the long head of the tricep. The lateral boundary is formed by the shaft of the humerus. The base of the triangle is formed by the teres major muscle and the apex is contributed by the meeting of the tricep muscle and the shaft of the humerus. Yes, so this is about the boundaries of all these spaces. Moving on to the contents of the spaces. Yes, each space has got certain important contents into it. Yes, firstly, to begin with, the contents of this quadrangular space. The quadrangular space has got one important nerve and the artery. Yes, the nerve is the axillary nerve, which is nothing but the branch of the posterior cord of the brachial plexus with a root value C5, C6. This axillary nerve, as we have already discussed, supplies two muscle, that is the deltoid and the teres minor muscle. So this axillary nerve, once it enters the quadrangular space, is seen winding around the surgical neck of the humerus to supply the adjacent area. Accompanied by the axillary nerve is the posterior circumflex humeral artery, which is one of the branch of the third part of the axillary artery, which is seen in the quadrangular space, and it runs along with the axillary nerve in the surgical neck of the humerus. So this is about the content of the quadrangular space. Moving on to the content of this upper triangular space, the upper triangular space has got only one important content, which is seen here, the artery or the vessels, that is circumflex scapular vessels. Yes, the circumflex scapular vessels or the artery make up the only and the important content of this upper triangular space. The circumflex scapular artery is the branch of the subscapular artery, which is seen entering the upper triangular space, where it winds around this part of the scapula, that is the lateral border of the scapula, to take part in the scapular anastomosis. So this is about the content of the upper triangular space, that is the circumflex scapular. Circumflex scapular itself says, the word circumflex refers to winding around some bone. So moving on to the last, that is the contents of the lower triangular space. Yes, this lower triangular space is mainly containing again the nerve and the artery. The nerve is the radial nerve, which is again the branch of the posterior cord of the brachial plexus, which is accompanied by the artery, that is the profunda brachii artery. This profunda brachii artery is the largest branch of the brachial artery in the arm. So the nerve accompanied by the profunda brachii artery is seen entering into this space, where it spirals or winds around the spiral groove or the radial groove of the humerus to enter the posterior compartment of the arm and supply the structures over there. So this is about the contents of the spaces around the scapula. Yes, I repeat, the contents of all the spaces. The quadrangular space contains the axillary nerve and the posterior circumflex humeral artery. The upper triangular space contains the artery, that is the circumflex scapular. The lower triangular space contains the radial nerve and the profunda brachii artery. So next, this is the atlas picture showing the posterior view of the scapular area. The structures very beautifully seen over here in the quadrangular space. Here we can see the quadrangular space, which is bounded above by the teres minor, below by the teres major, medially by the long head of tricep, and laterally by the surgical and neck of the humerus. The contents which is appreciated over here is the axillary nerve along with the posterior circumflex humeral artery. Here we can make out a small triangular space, that is the upper triangular space, which is bounded above by the teres minor, below by the teres major, and medially by the base by the long head of the tricep muscle, containing one important vessel, that is the circumflex scapular artery. Left over is this lower triangular space, which is mainly containing the radial nerve accompanied by the deep brachial artery, which is nothing but the profunda brachii artery, reaching the posterior compartment. So this is about the boundaries and the contents of the spaces around the scapula. Yes, regarding the clinical importance of these spaces around the scapula, yes, the knowledge of these intramuscular spaces and their contents is very, very important for the clinical surgeons, that is the operating surgeons, while handling this part of the arm, that is the upper part of the arm, during various conditions like injury, trauma, fractures involving the upper end of the humerus, where we can make out there is important nerves and vessels which are very closely related to the bones and which can be easily damaged, leading to the paralysis of the adjacent, supplying the adjacent muscles. And also some space occupying lesions may be involved, which lead to the compression of these vessels and nerve, leading to the respective paralysis. Yes, so this is about the boundaries, contents, and the clinical importance of the intermuscular spaces of the scapular region. Thank you.